Hello everyone, you're welcome to my channel, and in today's tutorial I'm going to teach you how I created a bralette using a scrap fabric. The three basic measurements I used are the upper part of my bust to the under bust, the side bust to the mid chest, and the under bust circumference. I could have cut directly on the material, but I wasn't too sure if the fabric was going to be enough, so I had to cut a pattern first before transferring it to the fabric. So I went ahead to cut out 8 inches by 8 inches on the pattern, and that's what I will use for the bra cup. Mine was 7 inches by 7 inches. The extra 1 inch is going to serve as my sewing allowance. Now I went ahead to form a triangle with this pattern. Using the same midpoint, I brought this other end to meet that same point. Like you see me doing, then I went ahead to cut it out with my scissors. Now the next thing I did was to trim off this edge to avoid my bra cup having a sharp mouth or kind of a sharp edge. So I trim it off. After trimming, I kept it aside. Now I went straight to my fabric to cut out my under bust circumference. I remember my material wasn't really enough, so I had to cut it piece by piece. So I cut the front first and then cut out the back, and that is what I'm slitting open now. So when I'm done, I will have to join it at this edge to enable my band to go around my under bust. Now I've gone ahead to use the pattern I cut earlier to trace out on my fabric. I didn't add any sewing allowance because I already added it while cutting out the pattern. I also went ahead to cut out the lining for all these parts. So when joining the fabric, I joined it like so. And I also did the same for the lining and the other parts. Then I went ahead to cut out a rope of about 1 inch wide and 16 inches long. So I went to my sewing machine and folded it in like so. Now I've gone ahead to join the fabric and the lining separately. I also did the same for each of the bra cup and the band too. And for the band, this is my band, and this is where I joined the two pieces. Now this band can easily go around my under bust. Now these are the ropes. I have folded them in. Now I'm going to place this rope on the right side of my fabric, right on top of the line where I joined my fabric. And I'm covering it up with my lining, right side to right side. Then I'll take this to my sewing machine and sew it round. Not actually round, the down part is going to be open, but we'll sew this side. Now these are what my bra cups are looking like after sewing the two sides and turning it up. Now I'm trying to attach my two bust cups into my under bust band. I'll first of all divide my under bust into two and notch the middle. Now when I'm done with that, I'm going to place my bra cups side by side on top of the band, and I'm placing it side by side from the middle point where I notched my band towards each end, like you see me doing so. And remember, you're doing it right side to right side, then you pin it up. Now when you're done with that, you sandwich the cups in between the fabric and the lining. This is to enable our bralette to be a reversible one, and this makes our bralette to be very neat both in and out. Then you go ahead to pin this up and take it to the sewing machine to stitch it down. When you're done, you turn it inside out from the open edge. Now this is what our bralette is looking like. Isn't it beautiful? The inside is very neat and the out is neat too. Now this open edges, we are going to close it up. You can choose to attach a rope or a zipper to it, but in my case I'm going to attach a zipper to it. But then I'm going to measure out my underbust circumference, which is 30 inches divided by 2, which will give me 15, and the remaining allowance there, I'm going to use it to attach my zipper. After that, you can go ahead to iron it out. So guys, this is basically all for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, especially you for watching to the end of this tutorial. If this video was in any way helpful to you, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment for me on the comment section. For now, it's goodbye and see you in my next video.